Each one of these 8 bullets hits for 327 damage at once, so that's a minimum of 2,616 damage per shot. But each bullet can also critical hit for triple damage, so the maximum damage would be 7,848 damage, which is enough to one-hit kill most enemies in the game, but we can do even more damage. Because this weapon also applies a burn effect that does 20% of the target's max health over 8 seconds, and a particle effect that does 33% of the target's max health over several seconds. So really tanky enemies like a Terramorph don't stand a chance against you. After finding all the weapons in Starfield, I think this may be one of the most broken weapons in the game. But my goodness, is it fun to use. Let me show you how to get it early, how to mod it, and where to find unlimited ammo for it. And finally, we'll go over the best skills to make this gun really powerful. Just hit the like button if you find that useful. This weapon is called the Big Bang Shotgun, but there's a unique version of it called Jakes Hangover Cure that you can get at level 1. To get it for yourself, we must go to the Alpha Centauri system and land on planet Jameson, where you find the city of New Atlantis. Now, once you arrive at the ship's landing port, you're going to want to subscribe and follow where I go towards the underground sublocation called the Well. And if you're keen on finding every single unique weapon and armor location in Starfield, make sure you check out the wiki linked in the description below. You can find all the information you need to become a literal god among gamers. But first, to get to the Well, you must head towards the New Atlantis General Store on the left just here, and then we're going to head past the entrance to the right, where we'll find an alleyway with a lift. We can use the control panel to access the Well sublocation from here. Once you enter the Well, you're going to want to head straight on and bear slightly to the left so you're facing this corridor that says exit just above it. Head on through and take the next left past the pharmacy, and then we're going to go up the stairs where you'll find Jake's bar just to your right. Now, Jakes Hangover Cure is a hidden shotgun located behind the bar. It's fixed to the wall, so you'll need to steal it. I'll show you the best way of doing that in just a moment. But if you pick up this weapon early on at level 1, it's going to be the basic weapon tier. Now, it's possible to get a higher tier version that does more damage later, but due to how unique weapon scaling works in Starfield, it's not worth waiting around till New Game Plus, because Starfield sets the weapon tier levels of all the unique weapons in an area when it's first loaded. So when you first load into the Well location on that playthrough, all the unique weapons will be scaled to your level at that time. That doesn't apply to vendors though, they work differently. But the best way to get the advanced version is to come back on New Game Plus when you're over level 60, where there'll be a much higher chance that the higher tier version will spawn. You can also reload until it does. Alternatively, you can just get the non-unique version called the Big Bang Shotgun, which can be found randomly at vendors or in loot, and it also scales with your level and the level of the area you're in, but it doesn't have a guaranteed spawn location. So for now, the best thing you can do is pick up Jakes Hangover Cure early, and there are a few methods of stealing it. Make sure you save the game first and then just go ahead and steal the weapon. If you very quickly bring up the menu, you can actually just fast travel back to your ship, located right at this arrow icon on your map. Once you arrive on your ship, you can either leave or you can drop the weapon on the floor just before you go and get arrested. Then once you've got arrested, you can just come back and pick up the weapon and the guards will no longer be pursuing you. Alternatively, steal the weapon, run outside and drop it on the floor. Then let yourself get arrested and then just come back to wherever you dropped it, pick it up without getting detected. Now, if the stolen item does get confiscated, you can just go to the UC security office and you'll find all the stolen goods you had in the stolen items locker, which has an expert lock. You will require rank 2 in security to open it though. Now, if you want to remove the stolen tag from the weapon for free, it's really easy to do. Just travel northeast from the Alpha Centauri system and you'll find the Wolf system. You're going to want to travel to this planet where you'll find the Den space station orbiting it. Once here, if you come to the Trade Authority, you'll be able to sell any stolen goods. So sell the shotgun and then just go to the buyback menu and you'll be able to buy it back back for the exact same price that you just sold it for. And doing this will remove any stolen tags from the item, so the next time you get arrested, it won't disappear. Now, before I move on to how to turn this weapon into a complete death machine, we need to start out by adding the best mods at the weapon workbench. And don't worry, you can also level up your weapon engineering skill to rank 4 in under 5 minutes by following my other guide linked down below in the description. Firstly, we're going to get the extended barrel for better accuracy, recoil, and range. The best laser component is the recon laser sight, but the normal laser sight is only slightly worse. Thirdly, we're going to get the reflex sight optic, though most of the time you will be hip firing this weapon. And to find the best muzzle mod, I've tested both the double barreled muzzle. You can see the body shot and headshot damage comparison versus the focus nozzle, which does way more damage on both the body shot and the headshot damage. It also improves the overall damage of the weapon, so make sure you get the focus nozzle because it's simply better. Now for the grip, we will be getting the ergonomic stock, which increases the accuracy even further. For the magazine and battery, we'll be using Annihilator rounds. It produces a sparkly disease effect that spreads to nearby targets that are standing too close. But currently there is a bug that seems to apply this to the enemy whether or not you have the mod installed. It can also damage your follower, but it's worth the damage. Now for the internal components, you can either get overclocked for a faster fire rate or the much better amplifier mod, which gives a massive increase in damage and allows you to one-hit kill most enemies in the game. The only thing you're missing now is lots of heavy particle fuse ammo, and the absolute best location to get unlimited amounts of this ammo is here in the Volai system. You're going to want to head to the planet Volai Alpha and land on the city of Neon. Once you arrive, head up towards the main city. Next, you'll need to head over to Raijin Industries, which is in the far end of the city of Neon. The logo has a red background, it's pretty easy not to miss. Head on inside and go past the receptionist, and at the back on the left, you'll find the Arboran weapon manufacturers. You can just buy all the particle fuse ammo you need here. As you can see, he already has 540 heavy particle fuse ammo. Buy it all and then just sit in the nearby chair and wait 48 hours for the vendor's inventory to reset, and then you can just go ahead and buy some more. Now there's a few unique skill interactions and reasons that this weapon does so much damage. Firstly, it's a particle beam weapon that does physical and energy damage, and most enemy armor has a low energy resistance, and it's super effective against robots. Secondly, both the particle beam skill and the laser skill applies to the damage of this particle beam shotgun. Currently though, ballistics doesn't have any effect. I'm not so sure if that's a bug or if it's intended. Thirdly, with a maxed out rank 4 laser skill, you have a 5% chance to apply the burning effect on your enemies. But obviously, because this is a shotgun, it fires multiple pellets at once. So each time I fire, I get 85% chances to activate the burn effect. So using Sarah as an example, she takes 136 fire damage each second, and it's going to tick 9 times for a total of 1224 damage, which is 20% of the enemy's total health. You can also stack the burning effect repeatedly on the same target, but most enemies are going to be extremely dead before that takes effect. Also, the particle beam weapon effect has a chance to apply a glowing orb of light to your enemies that deals damage over time. After that enemy dies, it will then move to the next enemy to kill, and it deals 33% of their total health over time. The max rank 4 of the particle beam skill also has a 5% chance to critical hit, so it works the exact same way. All 8 pellets have an additional 5% chance to crit. Now mathematically, that means there's a 95% chance that at least one of those will crit with every shot. And obviously if we target the enemy's head, everything will be doing double damage as well. If you take into account legendary versions of the Big Bang shotgun, you can do way more damage than this. So the best way to use Jakes Hangover Cure and the Big Bang shotgun is just to walk up to point blank range of your enemies and headshot them for monstrous damage. The closer you are, the better, because at range it's harder to hit all of the pellets at once. This is why this weapon is so powerful at close range compared to any other weapon in the game. And any enemies that happen to have a higher health pool, well, you can just shoot away at range and apply the burn and particle beam effect. Because it does percentage damage based on their max health, they will die very quickly over time. So there's really nothing this weapon can't deal with. But maybe you prefer pistol. And since you can actually miss the best pistol in the game, you might want to check out this other video so that doesn't happen to you. Or you can subscribe for the next weapon guide.